So welcome to the M14 episode of the Commander Durdle. As I'm sort of spoilt in the set musings, I'm going to let Architect help me build a Shadowborn Apostle deck here. I think I might have mentioned about Shadowborn Apostle in a previous deck building video from way back, but I'm pretty sure I haven't gone through and let Architect help me build it, but I could be wrong. But I don't think that was the main deck I was talking about. I think it was just a compare and contrast. So we'll give this a go. As I've said, we don't have a legendary creature in the set in M14. There are planeswalkers but not legendary creatures, so as a consequence I've had to pick a legendary creature that synergizes interestingly with Shadowborn Apostle. Also, as I think I pointed out in the set musings video, when I do this I will always try and pick where I can a commander that's older than the set I'm doing. I can't always do that for various reasons, because sometimes you just don't get the right synergies, but here it works. So all of the other stuff here is just cards that work in mono black that are in the set, and cards that have useful utility that just work nice in a deck where the color identity is black, or synergize in some way with the whole fact that I'm sacking out creatures and various other stuff that's going on. So Shadowborn Apostle, just in case you haven't seen the set musings video, we'll look at the ability here. So single black for a 1/1. A deck can have any number of cards named Shadowborn Apostle. I've gone for 20 in my starting seed. It normally hovers somewhere around 20, 22, whatever. The deck is, I suspect, as I go through this, I'm going to be inclined to max out on the creatures at the expense of everything else, just because I'm potentially sacking a lot of stuff, and I would expect also for the demons that I'll probably end up choosing to have appropriate levels of utility on it, which I can leverage as if they are non-creature spells because of what's stapled to them. So back to Shadowborn Apostle. So a deck can have any number of cards named Shadowborn Apostle. Single black, sacrifice six creatures named Shadowborn Apostle. Search your library for a demon creature card and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Seeing as the only demon in the set was Shadowborn Demon, we might as well have it. It's 3 and 2 black for 5/6. So 3 and 2 black if we were just casting that without trying to leverage this. And it has flying. When Shadowborn Demon enters the battlefield, destroy a target non-demon creature. Now that's you have to destroy a target non-demon creature, which is interesting. So if there aren't any demons on the opponent's side of the battlefield, then you have to destroy a non-demon creature if you have one. So even more reason to have demons in the deck. Something. Yeah, so even more reason to have demons in the deck. What else we got here? So we had nightmares in the set. Power and toughness equal to the number of swamps you control. I'm playing mono black, so I figured why not have this in here. It's not a demon, so it could potentially become a target for this if there weren't any other non-demons on the battlefield. And also with this, with Shadowborn Demon, at the beginning of your upkeep, if there are fewer than 6 creatures in your graveyard, sacrifice a creature. So hopefully, because you've been sacrificing Shadowborn Apostles, you're going to have a lot of them in the graveyard. However, there's probably going to be some cards that are going to be leveraging or sort of reusing the Shadowborn Apostles in other ways. So again, you just got to be a bit mindful of this. You can, of course, effectively turn this off by sacrificing it itself. So yeah. Zatrid Necromancer. It's a 2/2 for 3. Whenever it or another human creature you control dies, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Hey, Shadowborn Apostle is a human. Sanguine Bond. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. So obviously I want to make... So as I'm in black, I was figuring that there might be quite a few of those sort of life drain, life gain type cards that might potentially come up. So as Sanguine Bond was in the set, I thought, well, we'll stick it in, see what happens if this card doesn't really work from a probability wise, in terms of having enough cards for it to interact with. Then it's going to get pulled, but for the moment have it in there. Also its presence, I'm hoping, will cause the algorithm to sort of steer slightly towards that life gain, life drain. That's a lot of the logic behind seeding these decks in a certain way, is to see if that does in fact happen. We've got Liliana. Might as well have a Planeswalker. Great way of tutoring for swamps. Gives target creatures +X/+X or -X/-X until end of turn. Target creature X is the number of swamps. And we've got this ultimate, which is an emblem, which starts to generate a ridiculous amount of mana. We've also got Rise of the Dark Realms. So put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under our control. So not only the Shadowborn Apostles that we might be getting rid of, but basically anything else that's in any graveyard apart from ours. Got Liturgy of Blood. So this was this destruction spell with a mana bump stapled to it. So I thought that was interesting to put in. Diabolic Tutor was in the set, so we might as well have that. Darksteel Ingot. Yeah, 1 mana of any colour. It's indestructible, so it will survive destroyed type board wipes. That's the main reason for that. There's no reason to do any colour fixing here. It is purely for its indestructible nature. Elixir of Immortality. Interesting card. So I can use this to gain life, which will also interact with the Sanguine Bond. And then once I've done that, I shuffle it into my graveyard. Once I've done that, Elixir of Immortality and my graveyard goes back into my library. So again, neat thing to have, but just got to be mindful about how that might interact with any other creatures potentially. Fire Shrieker, well, why not give my A card a double strike? Seeing as fire again, because Fire Shrieker is in the set. Stronic Resonator is in the set. I can copy target triggered abilities I control. And then finally Trading Post, because I just love the utility on this and it's in the set, so why not? And there's all this interesting life gain, goatee, artifact. Yeah, these interact in all sorts of really interesting ways, and also the life gain aspect of it interacts with Sanguine Bond. So yeah, cool. You got creature sacrifice as well, and so on. There's a Mutavault in here because it's in the set. It's a 2/2 creature until end of turn. And then the swamps. So on the swamp side of things, let's just crank that up. So I've included obviously artwork from the set. Let's just crank that up to around 30 or 37 lands in total, 36 swamps, because that's what I've been currently aiming for, a bit higher. I've sort of stopped doing decks with like 35 land in them or whatever, because I was noticing the draws were a bit grim. So the commander itself, so Shirei Shizo's Caretaker, 4 and a black, so 2/2. Whenever a creature with power 1 or less is put into a graveyard from play, you may return that creature card to play under your control at the end of turn if Shirei Shizo's Caretaker is still in play. Again, just got to be mindful of this ability. So it's quite possible Shadowborn Demon may end up coming out of here, but yeah, might just leave it in. So let's have a look and see what we get suggested. And what I'll probably do is just dispense with artifacts, enchantments, sorceries, and instants first. Get out those out the way. I don't probably need to play a ton of those. This is going to be really creature heavy, so you want to play around 41 creatures. But it's always nice to maybe see how my utility choices might bias the algorithm accordingly, which is what a large percentage of the reason for doing this. So, I like this Soul Ring art. That's cool. Well, I would like to have. Let me just scroll down again to the bottom here. I really would like to have these in here. This would synergize nicely though with that life gain theme. Ooh. I really would like to protect my commander though. Where does that leave me? 10 artifacts. Okay, we'll leave it like that for the moment. Probably going to suffer a bit on the creature side of things, but let's look at some enchantments, I think. Okay, Whip of Erebos, yeah. Of course that counts as a artifact. I think I won't play a Son of Enchantments. Well, that would be nice in here. Lifelink, but this I'm not so sure. Let's go down that route and take out this. Okay. Decisions. Right. Do I need a mana bump? Or do I want to go for spot removal? So I'm going to have a lot of creatures dying potentially. So this gets turned on. Dark Ritual's nice at the most, appropriate moment. I think I'm just going to max out on removal. So a couple more sorcery spells maybe. That was Damnation there we put in. Oh yeah, it's exsanguinate. Right. So 85 slots left. So before I start doing that, what we should do is have a look at some land. Oh yeah. Nice. I mean, I am playing mono black, and sometimes it is customary to play cycling lands. I don't know if I have anything that will necessarily leverage that in other ways. So I'm going to go for stuff that generally amplifies my black mana. That's going to be interesting in case any of my creatures have Swamp Walk. So we need to cut this down a little bit. It's a rather expensive mana base, not too bad. I could remove this as well if I want more creatures in there, but we'll see. So, was it 15 more creatures to this? So we'll end up with about 38. Not too bad. Just going to look and see if it suggests another Planeswalker. Dies, draw a card. Oh, yeah. That would be nice in this deck. Okay. Another creature less. See what demon fun we can have here. So there are a few like non-demon creatures that will obviously be nice in here. And I can see because we're playing mono black, Crypt Ghast has bubbled to the top. It's like a mana amplifier. But also, this is going to be interesting in the deck. It's also going to... Yeah, I can see what it's doing. It's because of all that life stuff. It's going down more that avenue than it is suggesting demons. With this. So some ways I can fix that is by just adding a few more demons and then redoing the search. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that obviously cares about things that are dying. Let's just see. So we'll put that in. So yeah, let's put in all the demons it suggests that work. Hoping to see things like Ob Nixilis, but it might be because I've played up the life gain so much that it's starting to pull me towards that. But this is half the fun of this. Is to see where you get pulled. Each opponent's end step, yeah, this is what I wanted to see, things like Demon of Depravity. However, I do feel that I do want that in here. Okay, here we go. Abhorrent Overlord. Yep, I had to step in there and take control. Okay, live. Beginning region step. Demon of Loathing. Creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard. Each opponent loses one life. Got that one. just want to have a look at, remind myself things like Ob Nixilis. Some of these lieges and lords. I want to play Nephirox. That's actually interesting if... Oh no, it's the controller. See how we're doing. Oh, there we go. So now I'm maxed out on demons. I just want to see what happens. In terms, I might substitute out some of these. Okay. Creatures. Boom. And then what I'll do is I will sort this by CMC, see if there's something just I can maybe remove. Decisions. Right, so there we have it. I went fairly quiet for a while there while I'm thinking things through. I think that'll do. Let's just export this. What do we got down here? Wow, a load of one drops. Oh, of course, Shadowborn Apostles. Right. Oh, there we go. So when does this go out? Turn 5. Okay. So one swamp out and a Shadowborn Apostle. Draw. Another swamp out. Attack with that. Can't play anything else. Okay. Well, we're making our land drops anyway. Demon of Depravity. So next Shadowborn Apostle. I can play my Archfiend of Depravity. I can play my Ob Nixilis. Probably want Ob Nixilis out. Or I could get this out. Oh, now things are starting to get interesting. So we got Cabal Stronghold. So this was the point I was sort of interested in, is at what point do we start to get ridiculous amounts of, or potentially ridiculous amounts of mana. Yeah, not seen a lot of Shadowborn Apostles yet. And doesn't look so great. Reliquary Tower, 2 swamps, 2 Shadowborn Apostles. So, draw, Grave Pact, Bontu's Monument, which is the one that says. Okay, well that's good to have out. Tower, get that out. Crypt Ghast. Yeah, want that out. See, at some point I want to get this out. So I think with this it's a nice idea, but I don't really see this going off. From just what I'm seeing here, I think this is quite a tricky deck to build. Three Shadowborn Apostles. I'm not convinced. It was a nice idea, but to be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing with this style of deck. And I imagine a lot of these, you know, decks where you can build around, was it Relentless Rats type things? Yeah, you've really got to think this through. Like, are you just better off having this and then not going for a ton of demons and then leveraging off more the sacrifice effect? In which case I probably would have been better off going for the sort of creatures it was suggesting first of all. I'm just not going to get out. I'm just thinking I'm just not going to get enough Shadowborn Apostles out to really be using it to get demons into play. That's the trouble. And if you are going to be cheating demons into play, you would probably want to make sure that you're getting them out faster than if you obviously casted them. So there might be an argument there for going for really ridiculously high demons and then bumping up the amount of Shadowborn Apostles. So yeah. Oh well, you live and learn, but I don't see this being the sort of thing that I would probably attempt to build beyond this episode. What did I just do there? Accidentally clicked on that bit. Yeah, they keep adding all sorts of interesting features on Architect, and I haven't really had a chance to play around with this. So that was my rather pathetic attempt at a Shadowborn Apostle deck. I'm not going to blame the algorithm because it was sort of pointing me in probably what would be the correct direction if I hadn't been quite so obsessed with looking for demons and maybe going more from a sort of, you know, sacrifice synergy type thing. It might make more sense. And then just that, you know, the fact that you can play so many Shadowborn Apostles, the advantage is you're getting all these low, like mana 1/1/1/1s that have a ability to sacrifice themselves. So that might, and just to, you know, have the obviously a few demons, so you've got some cool targets. I suppose what I was hoping might happen is that then I might be able to think of some more demons which have some interesting ETB effects, but that wasn't the case. I'm just not obviously as familiar with demons as I need to be to really make this work. Okay, thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will see you in the next video.